Hi, I was hoping to give a quick kind of layman's review on the Remington 700 that I just bought and the stock as well, and the Mcrees Precision stock. I might talk a little bit about the scope and the rings a little bit, but once again, I'm quite a layman, have even less to compare that to. But so it's a Remington SPS stainless steel and a 301 mag. And right off the bat with the Remington, I had a little bit of issues. It get a bolt. The problem I was having is chambering around. I would have to. Let me see here. Oh, that's one of my later issues I want to talk about. But going to chamber around in the actual locking down part, I have to use just about all the strength I have to chamber it around, almost to the point where I'm wondering if I should be pushing that much force. But so that was definitely one of my quick issues. And once I didn't, before I had the scope mounted, the safety is over here on the right. Back is also I've already verified it's unloaded. Nothing's in the chamber. So the safety is on when the safety's back. It's in the fire position with forward. And whenever when the second time I went to operate the bolt, my hand hit the safety and moved it forward. In the same motion of actually chamber, well not chamber around, I was chamber in air. But really I can't mimic the same motion again with a scope on there, so it's probably not much of an issue, but something worth noting just to know about whenever you're chambering it with the bolt. But other problems that I'm having with it a little bit, the stock is a Mcrees Precision, and overall I absolutely love the stock. It's absolutely craftsmanship is superb. You can see all these holes in here. Each one of them is milled, like tapered in. There's no sharp edges on there at all. There's like the model numbers etched in there. And one of the neatest things about it is, I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a spade etched in there with MP in it for Mcrees Precision, which is a real nice touch. And so the overall quality of the stock is phenomenal. It's obviously free floating substantially. And talking to Scott from Mcrees, the stock will free float any barrel that's the size of the Action or smaller. So that would have to be just about any barrel out there, I would think. The other thing that's neat about it is it went from a traditional stock to a pistol grip stock, which just holds any style M4 or M16 grip. I did try to put a mag pull on there initially, and that one didn't fit. Luckily, the gunsmith was going to put it on there while I was there for another debacle, but I wasn't going to do that too much. But the Hogue fits just fine. The comfort of the Hogue is really good. One of the downsides is it's a much larger grip, and when you actually go into a shooting position, part of this aluminum catches into your hand a little bit, which is a little bit uncomfortable, but not too big of a deal. The differences between this stock and the manufacturer stock is obviously this one's going to be much nicer. It's just a matter of money. This stock costs as much as the rifle did new. The manufacturer stock, against this SPS model, for synthetic stock is I think I don't know what it stands for. And by synthetic they mean semi-hard plastic. Absolutely nothing special here. And for whatever reason, Remington decided not to free float the barrel. The plastic is definitely hard enough to where it could support the weight of the rifle without the stock contacting the barrel. But for whatever reason, they decided not to. I can only guess that they offer that on the higher end models of the Remington 700. Other than that, the stock, the overall feeling is quite cheap. The one plus side about this is the magazine is actually quite nice. The side is stamped sheet metal like all magazines are. For the bottom, it's actually some form of alloy, and it matches the trigger guard and the parts of this whole mechanism that bolts into the Action. It actually looks kind of nice. It's a 3-round magazine, and once again it's for a Magnum round, 301 mag. So 3 round, and if somebody likes it, it's going to need that as flush with the stock, that kind of thing. The differences between this magazine and the one from the Mcrees uses AI magazines, and which are extremely overpriced. This magazine is nothing but stamped sheet metal, but because it has AI on the bottom, it's a $90 magazine, which is just crazy stupid. This magazine actually from Remington actually feels better, and because of the metal on the back, the metal on the bottom. Difference is this is a single stack, and this is a kind of a double wide kind of magazine. So I have a empty spent casing here. So once again, no loaded ammunition. But since this is a double wide, the magazine can be loaded straight in. And with the AI magazine, it has to be loaded from front, back. And there's advantages and disadvantages to both of those. This magazine, if you're bench pressing, which only, it's the only way I'm going to be shooting this rifle. I'm not a hunter, I'm certainly not a sniper, so I'm just going to be shooting at the bench. With this magazine in, it's going to be a lot easier for you to load a single round at a time going into the chamber. With the AI magazine, it's more of a tactical design, and there's no ammunition in the magazine that prevents the bolt from going forward. That's to let the shooter know that it's empty. So you have to press the plastic down if you want to chamber nothing. So when you're going to chamber a round, you have to push it in there, kind of push the plastic in a little bit. Not too big of a deal, but an extra step. Once again, that's that hard chamber I was talking about. Either Remington being out of spec, or maybe we'll just give it the benefit of the doubt and say really, really close tolerances. But with the original magazine, you can load it just straight in. And does not have that feature to where the bolt will flow right over the magazine and it won't hit it at all, which I would personally prefer. The disadvantage of this being able to load straight in, because the 300 Win Mag is a belted cartridge and has a little ridge on the back, so you have to make sure that the round on top of it is in front of the one below it, or else you'll try to the bolt will try to ram the round into the back of the one below it, and it'll just jam on you. First time I loaded this magazine, I did just that, which I'm sure most shooters know about that and wouldn't make that mistake. But with the AI magazine, because it's required to be loaded front to back, it eliminates even the possibility of that. I guess it all depends on what you like. Any other drawbacks? Yeah, and I talked to Scott about this, and from Mcrees again. He's telling me that the AI magazines are slightly out of spec, and once again, he's a maker of the stock, so it's probably, well, I don't know what else can he say. But that doesn't necessarily make it not true. But even once you get past that plastic part of the magazine, right now that bolt is rubbing metal on metal on top of the magazine. I was talking to a gunsmith here in Connecticut. He didn't think that seemed right. Talking to Scott from that, he's offered to take a look at the stock in this magazine and fix it for free if there's anything to fix. But after shooting it more, it's gotten better, and almost seems like it's something that's self-machining, wearing in, and so that's not really bothering me much at all anymore. In fact, even the rounds are getting our chamber a little bit easier as I'm using it. I do have a barrel on order, so hopefully when the gunsmith puts the barrel in, he'll check the chamber, make sure the headspace is right, and hopefully we can fix that problem with it being hard to chamber around. Other things about the stock, obviously this is the raw aluminum option. I went from that mostly because I'm cheap, and I thought I might do it later, but to be honest, once I got it, I'm perfectly happy with the raw aluminum look. I think it kind of looks cool. Again, I'm not planning on hunting. I'm not a sniper for the military, so raw aluminum is perfectly fine for me. They do offer a folding option. I believe it folds around here. And the funny thing is, up here in Connecticut, with a detachable magazine, pistol grip, if the stock was folding, I think it would be technically classified as an assault rifle, which is quite funny for bolt action, but there you have it. So I saved money is the reason why I did it, but I'm glad I did, because I think it's still legal, just barely in Connecticut. So I'm not sure how much time I have left. A little bit then about the telescope. I got nothing to compare it to, but it's a SWFA scope. It's a fixed 10x with a no-dot reticle. And without anything compared to the things I do like about it, it has a good feel to it. It has a feel of quality. I like the large turrets. I like the knobs on here, nice and large, I guess, gripping kind of mechanism on here. And it's an audible click, which I like, and you actually can feel the clicks as well. paid extra for the parallax option, which is the knob here. And I know what parallax is, but I really don't see that doing much to affect it whenever I'm adjusting it. It almost appears to be more like a focus for the overall scope. And moving my eye around checking for parallax there, it appears to change it just slightly, but I always seem to have a little bit. And it almost seems more like a focus than anything to do with parallax, which is odd. Seeing I don't have much history with scopes, so somebody may be able to comment on that for me. The actual focus is supposed to be back here, and that almost seems to focus more the reticle itself instead of the actual image, which once again is different. The covers here are Mcrees, which has a neat little thing here. You get it, it flips up, which is kind of cool, but it's quite useless, because if you put it on here, the bolt comes into it. So whenever you go to the range, first thing I do is just take that off and get rid of it. Kind of a waste of money. Overall, everything here I would have bought again. The only difference I would have done is I would have definitely dropped the almost $100 stamp sheet metal, made in England, overpriced magazine, and I would have bought the one directly from Mcrees website. I believe the same magazine cost around $55, made in America, and I just can't beat it. And if the magazine's out of spec, which I really don't know, but you'd have to think that the Mcrees magazine would look better than Mcrees stock. But other than that, I'm definitely happy with the purchase. Things I'm looking to change is mostly to get the rifle heavier. The thing kicks like a mule, and so I ordered a barrel, and I actually got like a 10-pound barrel coming just to tame that a little bit more. And I might put a brake on that still, but hopefully the 10-pound barrel in itself would help me with the kicking issue. Like I'd like to be able to maintain visual on the target, but the recoil, the scope, you see the target and you look at trees and then you look at the sky. It really does have quite a kick to it. But so hopefully the barrel can tame that a little bit. Yeah, if not, I still like it, and I still would have bought everything just the way I did on a set magazine, of course. Thank you for your time.